So, good morning, students. I hope I am audible to all of you, and welcome to the online lecture for the systems in mechanical engineering. So, in last lecture, we have started with the vehicles and their specifications, and we have discussed about the various specifications that are mentioned on the this which the specifications sheets. Okay, so wherever we go to any purchase any vehicle, so always see the specification chart, okay, and see what is mentioned on the specification chart, okay, and understand the details of that specifications, okay. So we have discussed about this engine, then cylinder, displacement. So that is in terms of the cc, okay. So 125 cc, that means the volume of the cylinder, okay. Transmission, so that is the manual and the automatic, okay. Then horsepower, so that is the power generated by the cylinder, that is given in hp and ps. So this is the conversion value for hp and ps. Then we have seen the torque. We have seen the torque and the speeds are inversely proportional. So when the speed is more, so that is for the that Formula One car. So speed is more here, torque is less. Okay, and when the torque is more, so the speed is less. Torque means what? That is the load carrying capacity. Okay, so tractor has to carry more load, so its torque is more. Okay, the Formula One car we need speed more, so torque is less here. Okay, drive train. So if the car is driven by means of the front wheel, so it is called as the front wheel drive. If it is driven by the rear means it is backside wheel. So rear wheel, then it is called as the rear wheel drive. And if all four wheels are responsible for driving the car, so then that is called as the all wheel drive or 4x4 wheel drive. Okay. So these are the three types of the drivetrain. So that is mentioned on the our specification. Then we have seen the suspension. So suspensions means the use of springs and shock absorber whenever we are driving the vehicle. Okay, and these are used for our comforts. Okay. Then fuel tank capacity. So that is mentioned on the specification chart. It is measured in terms of the liters. Wheelbase means it is the distance between the front wheel and the rear wheel. Length is mentioned, then width is mentioned, and height is mentioned. Longer the wheelbase, so we'll get more cabin. Okay, so space is more for that particular vehicle. Okay. Then track width means it is the distance between the centers of the front wheel. Okay, if this track width is more, then the vehicle is more stable. Okay, and around the corners. Okay, so that is the corners. So it helps us to, so if track width is more, the vehicle is more stable and better around the corners. Then we have seen the turning radius. That means the smallest diameter semicircle that is required to be made by the car. So that is called as the turning radius. So this is our turning radius. How much easily the vehicle can take the turn on the curved road. So that is called as the turning radius. Okay. The curb weight means what? That is the weight of the vehicle without the passenger and the luggage. So only the weight of the vehicle. Okay, and passenger is not there and luggage is not there. So that is called as the curb weight. Then boot space means what? How much the space is available for storing the luggage. So that is called as the boot space. And you know this is measured in terms of liters. Huh? Okay, you have to remember this one. So this may be the MCQ questions in that may be asked. So boot space. So boot space, it is measured in terms of liters. Okay, so this is measured in terms of the liters here. Ground clearance, which is the distance between the lowest point of the vehicle and the ground horizontal surface. Okay, so that is called as the ground clearance. Okay, I have told you for Mahindra Bolero, okay, Scorpio, these types of vehicles are having very high ground clearance. Then tire size, it is mentioned in terms of 195/55 R16, where 195 it denotes the width of the tire. So this is denoting the width of the tire. 55 it denotes the aspect ratio. Okay, so that denote the aspect ratio. Then R represent, that is the radial construction, that is the radius of the, that is it denote the diameter of the rim. So this denote the diameter of the rim. So this is the rim here, inside rim. So that denotes 16 denote the diameter of the rim. Okay, so that is the R is given, but this is the diameter of the rim. Okay, so ratio and rim diameter. This R is for rim diameter. Okay. So you have to remember that one, that is the rim diameter. So this may be, I have told you, this may be the MCQ questions for you. 190, what is the 195 means, what is 55 means, and what is the 16 means. Okay. Then brakes, there are two types of brake. One is called as the drum brake. We'll see the details afterwards, and disc brake. Okay. So drum brakes and disc brakes are there in many vehicles. Okay. So I have told you in Pulsar we have disc brake, while in Activa we have the drum brake. Okay. So these are the specification we have seen, and we have discussed then what are the types of the different specification that is mentioned on the. I have told you have to write down all the specification, and whenever possible you draw the diagram. So diagram means you don't have to draw this type of diagrams. So just write down the these specifications only, the definition of this specification only here. Okay. So wherever simple diagrams are there, in that case only you draw the diagram. So likewise here, this is wheel base. So you can draw this diagram. Okay, just drawing these things. Then this track width. Okay, this turning radius. So line diagrams, wherever the line diagrams are there, you draw line diagrams. This is not required. Wherever the complex diagrams are there, not required. This you can draw. Okay. So this is not required, this one. Okay. So wherever 3D diagrams are there, don't draw the diagram. There only you write down only the definitions and the description. Okay. So that you have to write down that as your assignment number 1 for unit number 3. Okay. So write down all the 17 specification, and wherever possible only there only you draw the diagram. But you remember the diagram, because in examination they will show you the diagram. Suppose like this. Okay, like this. So they will ask you what is this distance mean. Okay, they will show you this car and they will ask you what is the distance means. Okay, then they will show you this, that means the like this transmission. They will ask you which type of transmission is this one. The figure 1, which type of transmission. The figure 2 means which type of transmission. Okay, then they will ask you the cylinder and other things also, like the Pulsar is having which 125 cc means what is the meaning of 125 cc. Likewise. Okay, so likewise you have to remember the diagrams. Okay. So wherever possible, just remember the simple diagrams, and otherwise you just write down the definitions of all these specification. Okay, so that is your assignment number 1. Okay. Now in today's lecture, we will discuss about the next topic. So that next topic is the nomenclature and the explanation for different the different parts of internal combustion engine. So this is very important topic. We have to now discuss about different types of internal combustion engine. We have seen there are two types of internal combustion engine. One is the SI engine. We call this as a petrol engine, and another engine is CI engine, that is compression ignition engine. We call this as a diesel engine. Okay, so this is spark ignition, petrol, and compression ignition. So that is our diesel engine. Okay, now each of these petrol and diesel vehicle, these are having the engines. Now see, we have taken now here which type of engine. Here we have taken here spark ignition engine. Okay, why this is a spark ignition engine? Because here spark plug is given. Okay, so spark is mentioned. If instead of this spark plug, if it is fuel injector is there, if here we have fuel injector, then this becomes what? Diesel engine. Okay, so if spark plug is there, so it is a spark ignition engine, and if fuel injector is there, then it is a compression ignition or the diesel engine. Okay. Now you know what are the different types of the parts. Now what are the different types of the parts? We have cylinder. Okay, so this is the cylinder here. Okay, this is the cylinder. We have here piston. Okay, then we have this connecting rod connected to the piston, and then it is connected with the crank, and this is the crankshaft. Okay, this is the crankshaft. Okay, then this is connected with the crank. Crankshaft is connected with crank. Crank is connected with the connecting rod by means of the crank pin. Okay, then this connecting rod, it is connected with the piston. Piston is having piston rings. These are having piston rings. We'll see what is the function of this piston rings. Okay, and connecting rod, it is connected with the piston by means of the wrist pin. Okay, so here this is the wrist pin. This is the joint here. Okay, and this is the joint here. So with the crank, so that is with the help of the crank pin. Okay, so this is crank pin and this is wrist pin. Then we have combustion chamber. So that is the inside volume of the cylinder. Then we have inlet wall. So this is the inlet wall here. So this is inlet wall. Okay, this is called the intake port and exhaust port. Okay, so walls are different. See, these are the walls. These are the wall, intake wall, exhaust wall. and these are operated by means of the camshaft. This is operated by means of the camshaft. Okay, so and spring is also there, wall spring is there. Okay, so and at the top we have spark plug. So if spark plug is there, so we know that it is a petrol engine, and if fuel injector is there, so then it is a diesel engine. Okay, so all these are the types of the different types of the these are our internal combustion engine. Okay, so what we have here. So if we draw the diagram, suppose something like this, the line diagram. So we have the cylinder. In cylinder, we have the piston. Okay, so this is piston is there. Piston is connected with the crank. Okay, here this is the crank. This is the crankshaft. Okay, then we have inlet valve. We have exhaust valve here. We have spark plug here. Okay, it is spark plug or fuel injector. Then we have intake port here and exhaust port. Okay, valves are different and intake and exhaust ports are different. Okay, so this is there. Then we have here the rings and other things. So this is the simple diagram. You can remember this diagram. It is very simple. So we have here the piston rings and other things. Okay, so this is the total diagram. Now what you have to remember here. Okay, what you have to remember here. This diagram is very important. You have to remember all the names of this internal combustion engine, because maximum questions will be asked on the diagrams only. Okay, so they will show you this diagram. Okay, they will show you this diagram, and they will ask you the what is this part means. Suppose so they will give you like this, and what is this part means. Okay, so options are given. So this is connecting rod, crank pin, crank, something like this. So you have to identify this is a connecting rod. They will mention this one. So identify this part. So this is what this is your inlet valve. Okay, this is our exhaust valve. This is what is this? So this is your piston rings. Okay, this is your combustion chamber. Okay, like this. Then cylinder head. Cylinder head means it is the top portion of the cylinder. So this is cylinder. They will ask this one, what is this part? So this is your spark plug. Okay, so likewise in examination they will ask you different parts of this engine. Okay, so you have to remember all these parts. Okay, so this is your second assignment. Okay, this is your second assignment. You have to write down all the parts. This is the question: nomenclature and explanation of different parts of internal combustion engine. Okay, so at the end of this lecture, I will provide you this PDF. You have to draw this diagram, neat diagram. Okay, you have to mention all the parts on this diagram. Okay, and at the same time, you have to explain what these parts mean. So now let us take one by one. We will take one by one what is these parts means. Okay. So let us start with the cylinder first. Now we know that what is cylinder? Cylinder is the main body of the IC engine. Okay. Now cylinder is a part. Now what this cylinder does? So cylinder takes the mixture of air fuel mixture. So if air fuel mixture is there, so then it is a petrol engine. And if only air is entering into the cylinder, then this is our diesel engine. Okay. So air plus fuel mixture enters into the cylinder. So this takes the mixture of air, and during the suction stroke. Okay, the piston is moving from, this is called as the top dead center, and this is called as what? The bottom dead center. Okay, the lower position of the piston, it is called as position of the piston. Okay, so when piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center, the suction is created inside the cylinder, and there is an entry of air plus fuel mixture in case of petrol, and only air in case of the diesel engine. So that is the mention here. See, what is the main function of the piston? Cylinder is to guide the piston. So for what purpose we are using this cylinder? So we have this cylinder like this, and inside this cylinder we have the piston. So piston is moving upward and downward, that is from BTC to TTC. So main function of the cylinder is to what? Is to guide the piston. Okay. So this is the explanation for the that cylinder. Okay. Now it is in direct contact with the product of combustion, because everything is happening here that means the combustion is occurring here from the spark plug. So this is in contact directly with the combustion process. Okay. Now for cooling of since the combustion is occurring, so its temperature is increasing. So we have to cool this cylinder. So for cooling this cylinder, there is one jacket around the cylinder. So that is we call that as a water jacket. Okay. Now this water jacket means what? This water jacket is filled with the water, and then that cold water, it absorbs the heat from the cylinder. Okay. So just to cool the cylinder, because very high amount of the heat is generated inside the cylinder. So we have to cool this cylinder. That's why the water jacket is there inside this, or that means above this cylinder. Okay, so that is the okay. Now here at the end, at the upper end of the cylinder, we have what? We have the cylinder head. Okay, and at the bottom end, at the bottom end, crankcase is bolted. Okay, so here we have crankcase. This is cylinder. We have crankcase here at the bottom, and on the top, what we have? We have the cylinder head. Okay, so cylinder head is mounted on the top. Cylinder head is mounted on the top, that is on the cylinder. So this is called as cylinder head, and on the bottom side, what we have the crankcase. So this is our crankcase here. Okay, so that is mentioned here. Okay, now the upper side of the cylinder consists of combustion chamber. We have already seen this one. Okay, and high grade of energy. So cylinder is made up of, now what is this? It is made up of gray cast iron. So this is very important. This is your MCQ question they will ask in the examination. So cylinder is made up of so which material is used for the construction of the cylinder? So that is the cast iron. Okay, so cast iron is used for the manufacturing of this cylinder. Okay, and it is made by using casting, and usually cast in one piece. Okay, so this is a one piece only, and it is made up of what? Cast iron. Okay, now after that we have seen the first one. So cylinder is over then. So this is the complete cylinder. Now in cylinder, okay, so let me check that things we have mentioned here or not. Okay, so we have not mentioned that thing. So let me mention you that the one thing here. So here now, since we are discussing about the cylinder, okay, so this cylinder is there, something like this. Okay, so this is our cylinder. This is the lowest position of the piston. Now this distance, okay, this is in circular circular shape cylinder. Okay, this is circular in shape. So this is the diameter of the cylinder. This is called as bore, B-O-R-E. Okay, so diameter of the cylinder, it is called as what? It is called as the bore. Now the movement of the pistons from bottom dead center to the top dead center. Movement of piston from bottom dead center to top dead center, or from top dead center to bottom dead center. Okay, so this distance, it is called as stroke. This is called as stroke. Okay, we have seen in the specification they have given us the bore and the stroke. Okay, so what is meant by bore? Bore means it is the diameter of the cylinder, and what is meant by stroke? That is the maximum distance covered by the piston from bottom dead center to the top dead center, or from top dead center to the bottom dead center. Okay, so that is the movement of the piston. That is the movement of the pistons from these two locations, top dead center, bottom dead center. Okay, so this is called as stroke, and diameter of the cylinder, it is called as the bore. I think in one of the specification we have seen that one. So that is given there here. So in some specification they have mentioned that bore and these things. Let me check here. So where it is given? See here. See here it is mentioned. Okay, if you see here, so see here, this one. This is bore and stroke. So bore and strokes are given. So we have seen that is bore, what is meant by the bore and what is meant by the stroke. Okay, so each and every specification must be known to you. Okay, so you must be comfortable with that means comfortable with all the specifications. Okay, so just remember these things. So two things. So that is very important. So this is your stroke. Okay, stroke, and this is your bore. Okay, so diameter bore. After that we have the cylinder head. Okay, description for the cylinder head. So top end of the engine cylinder is closed by means of the removable cylinder head. So we can remove this cylinder head. Okay, we can that is just a cap, and we can remove this cylinder head. Okay, now what is there in the cylinder head? So there are two holes. Okay, and these two holes are for what? For the intake and the exhaust valve. For the intake and the exhaust valve. Okay, so here this intake, that is inlet and exhaust valves are there. Okay, or here there is the intake and exhaust ports are there, and then on the cylinder head the inlet valve and the exhaust valve are mounted on the cylinder head. This is at the top. Okay, this is given at the top. Okay, so that are mentioned on the top there. Okay, so that you have to that is mentioned on the top of the cylinder head. Okay, So if I draw here the diagram, so this is your this is cylinder, this is your cylinder head, and on cylinder head we have, this is the exhaust. Okay, this is our intake, inlet. Okay, this is our intake, and then here we have the inlet wall and the, sorry, this is our inlet wall and this is our exhaust wall. Okay, so that is our maintained. At the same time, see on the top of the cylinder head, what is mounted? So spark plug is mounted on the top. Okay, so spark plug is there in case of the petrol engine, and if this is a diesel engine, then that becomes your fuel injector. Okay, so that is also mounted here on the top of the cylinder. Okay, so this is the cylinder head. Okay, so cylinder, first of all we have cylinder, then on the top of the cylinder we have what? We have cylinder head, and on the cylinder head now this inlet, intake, exhaust walls are mounted. Okay, so that is mounted here. Now that all these things are given here. Now see here, this is intake wall, exhaust wall, spark plug. Spark plug in case of petrol engine, and if this is a diesel engine, then injector it is mounted. Okay, these are bolted on that cylinder head. Okay, now what is the main function of the cylinder head? The main function of the cylinder head is to seal the cylinder block and not to permit any entry of gases on cover head of wall engine. So it doesn't allow any gases to go upward. Okay, it doesn't allow any gases to go upward. Okay, so in the intake wall and the exhaust wall, so that's why the head, that is head is mounted there. Okay, cylinder head is mounted there. Now this is made up of, again, the material used for cylinder head is what? It is cast iron or aluminium. It is cast iron or aluminium. So when you read this theory, so just remember the main important points. Okay, so what is now MCQ question will comes on this sentence. So cylinder head is made up of what? Cylinder head, it is made up of cast iron or aluminium. We have seen the cylinder is made up of what? Cast iron, and this is made up of cast iron or aluminium. Okay, so likewise you have to remember. Then next comes, the third comes as the piston. Now we know that a piston is fitted to each cylinder as a face to receive the gas pressure and transmit the thrust to the connecting rod. Now what is the main function of the piston is what? Now piston is mounted here. Now what will happen when the piston moves in the cylinder, there is the stroke. We have suction stroke, we have then compression stroke. Okay, we have exhaust stroke, we have power stroke, and then we have the exhaust stroke. Now during all this stroke, this piston will move from the bottom dead center to the top dead center. Okay, so there is a movement of the pistons from bottom dead center to top dead center, and then again from top dead center to the bottom dead center. Okay, so there is a movement of the piston. Now this piston is connected with what? Connecting rod. Now when this piston moves upward and downward, there is a transfer of the force to the connecting rod, and because of this force, this crankshaft rotate. First of all, this crank rotate here, and this crank is connected with one shaft. Okay, so this shaft is there. So this shaft is called as the crankshaft, and this crankshaft then it is connected with our wheel. Okay, and then our wheel rotates. Okay, so this wheel is connected with this crankshaft, and then this crankshaft is rotated because of the movement of the piston. Okay, so this movement is what? This is our reciprocating movement. So here what is happening? The piston is moving upward and downward. That is the reciprocating movement. Okay, that is the reciprocating motion. That motion is converted into which motion? It is converted into rotary motion. Okay, that is converted into rotary motion. Using what? Using connecting rod. So this is your, again, MCQ question that you have to remember. The reciprocating movement. So piston is moving upward and downward. So this is a reciprocating movement of the piston. Now this movement, it is converted into rotary movement of the crankshaft. And that is done by means of what? By means of this connecting rod. So connecting rod, it is connected between the piston and the crankshaft or the crank. Okay, so this is very important question. You have to remember the reciprocating movement of the piston. It is converted into rotary movement by means of the connecting rod. Or the otherwise question is what? Connecting rod is used for the conversion of which motion? So reciprocating movement of the piston into rotary movement of the crankshaft. Okay, so this you have to remember. So such type of questions are there. So when you read the theory, so just find out which type of the questions that will be asked in the in the examination. Okay. Now this piston is made up of what? It is made up of what? It is made up of the piston. It is aluminium alloy. So that you have to remember. Sometimes it is made by cast iron also. Okay. So these things you have to remember. So piston is made up of aluminum alloy or it is made up of the cast iron. Okay. Then we have seen the piston is having what? Piston rings. So here see piston rings are mounted. This is our piston and these are the piston rings are mounted here. So these are our piston rings. Now why these piston rings are mounted on the piston? So there is a reason. So we will see that reason now. So here you see this one. A piston must be fairly loose fit in the cylinder so as to move freely inside the cylinder. That means piston is, we have cylinder and then we have here piston. This is our piston. So this piston is moving. This is going upward and downward. Okay. So there must be the free movement of this piston. So if there is a tight movement, then what will happen? It will expand it will expand and hot gas might stuck tight in the cylinder. Okay, and if it is loose, then it will leak the gases. Okay, if this is tight, then there may be chances of that the gases may get stuck inside the cylinder. Okay, so we have to keep some clearance there. So for that purpose, we are using what here? The piston rings. Okay, so piston rings are used for what? The piston rings are used to provide a good sealing fit and less friction resistance between the piston and the cylinder. Okay, so when piston is reciprocating inside the cylinder, there is a friction between these two, cylinder and piston. Okay, cylinder and piston. Okay, so to reduce that friction, between piston and cylinder, we are using what? We are using the piston ring. So this is very important question. Why piston rings are used in the in IC engine? So these are used to provide a good sealing fit and less friction resistance between the piston and the cylinder. Okay, so for this purpose they are used. Okay, now piston rings are made up of what? They are made up of cast iron. So again here this is the cast iron. So which type of material is used for the manufacturing of the piston rings? Okay, so this you have to remember. Okay, so after that we know what is meant by this connecting rod. Now connecting rod, it is used for what? It is used to connect the piston to the crankshaft. We have just seen this one. Okay, so these are used for transferring the motion, that is the reciprocating movement of the pistons to the crankshaft. So this is our connecting rod. So connecting rod, it is connected with the piston with the help of wrist pin. Okay, this is again your MCQ question. What is that? Connecting rod, it is connected with the piston by means of wrist pin and to the crank with the help of crank pin. Okay, so just remember these two things. So connecting rod, it is connected with the piston with the help of wrist pin, and it is connected with the crank with the help of what? The crank pin. Okay, so that you have to remember here. So remember all these names. This is very important. You remember all these names. Okay, they may ask you any questions here regarding the this diagram. So this diagram is very important. You have to remember all these names for the examination. Okay, so that is your connecting rod. So we have seen here. It is, see, there are two ends of the connecting rod. So we have seen this is the connecting rod. So here there are two ends of this connecting rod. Now one end is called as the big end and another is called as the small end. Now big end means what? Now big end is connected with the crankshaft. So this is called as what? Here we have the crankshaft. So this is called as what? This is called as big end. And this is called as what? The small end. So small end, it is connected with the piston. See, this is small end, it is connected with the piston by means of the piston pin. Okay, it is connected with the piston by means of the piston pin. So we have seen that one piston pin, or it is also called as the wrist pin. Here it is a wrist pin, it is given, or it is also called as the piston pin. Okay, so there are two ends of the connecting rod. So one end is called as the big end. Big end of the piston connecting rod, it is connected with the crankshaft. So that you have to remember. This is again your MCQ question. First of all, connecting rod, it is having two ends. One is called as small end, another is called as the big end. Now, big end of the connecting rod, it is connected with the crankshaft, and small end of the connecting rod, it is connected with the piston by means of what? By means of the piston ring, or it is by means of the wrist ring. Okay, so wrist pin. So that is there. Okay, and what is the material used for this? The preparation of this one. So these are made up of what? These are made up of nickel, chrome, and chrome vanadium steels. Connecting rods are made up of nickel, chrome, and chromanidium steels, and many times this is made up of the aluminum also. For small engines, these are made up of the aluminum. Okay. Now connecting rod, it is connected with the crankshaft. So what is meant by this crankshaft then? So crankshaft of the internal combustion engine receives the effort or thrust supplied by the pistons to the connecting rod and then convert. I have already told you what is the main function of this the connecting rod. So connecting rod convert reciprocating motion of the pistons into rotary motion of the crankshaft. So which part of the internal combustion engine converts a reciprocating motion of the piston into rotary motion of the crankshaft? So that is our connecting rod. Connecting rod converts reciprocating motion of the pistons into rotary motion of the crankshaft. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, that you have to remember. Okay, now what is the material used for this crankshaft? So it is made by steel. Okay, it is made up of the steel, or sometimes it is made up of cast iron also, or this graphite alloy also. Okay, so material also you have to remember. Okay, what is the material used for crankshaft? What is the material used for the connecting rod? Then cylinder. Okay, all these things you have to remember. Okay, then we have next one is the engine bearings. Okay, so we will see that one afterwards, bearings. So next we'll see first the crankcase. Because we have here the crankcase, something like this. So this is our crankcase. Okay, this is our crankcase. Now what is this crankcase? The main body of the engine at which the cylinders are attached and which contain the crankshaft and crankshaft bearing. So everything is here only. We have here crankshaft. Then we have here, this is the connecting. We have connecting rod here, and this connecting rod, it is connected with the piston. So see, we have crankshaft here and the crankshaft bearing. So everything is there. So this is called as the crankcase. This is called as our crankcase. Okay, that is there at the bottom. Okay, so where is the crankcase? So this is our crankcase. This bottom part of the cylinder, that is called as the crankcase. And what this crankcase contain? So it is having the crank. It is having the crankshaft. So crank and crankshaft are there in the crankcase. Okay, so this is there. Okay, so in two-stroke engine, we have seen everything comes inside this one, but in four-stroke, nothing is there. This is empty in case of four-stroke engine, while in two-stroke engine, we have seen the air-fuel mixtures, it comes into the crankcase. Okay, so that is the next part, that is called the crankcase. Now, what is the function of this crankcase? So it serves as the lubricating system, and sometimes it is called as the oil sump. So oil is filled in the crankcase, and this oil is used for what? The lubrication purpose. So in crankcase we have oil, and oil is used for the lubrication purpose. Okay. Then we have this bearing, engine bearing. So for what purpose these bearings are used? So these are used to support the moving parts. So we know that wherever the moving parts are there, so we have to supply what? We are using the bearings. Okay. So wherever the rotary part is there, so we are using here the bearings. So bearings are having such types of balls are there. Okay. So we are using here the bearings now. Okay. So that engine bearings are used just to support the moving parts. Okay. Now where these bearings are mounted? So in case of the joints, so connecting rod, it is connected with the piston, and then it is connected with the crankshaft. So at that place, the engine bearings are there. So whenever there is a joint, so we have to use what? We have to use bearing. Many times we use bearings only. Okay. So bearings are used for what? They reduce the friction. They reduce friction between the moving parts. So for the engine bearings also does the same function. So they reduce the friction between the moving parts. So where we have the moving parts here, we have the moving parts or joint here in this case. Okay. So we have, see here. Okay. So okay, let me just erase these things. Okay. So here what we have. Now the rotary part is here. See, this is the we required bearing here, we required bearing here, and we required bearing here also. Okay, so these are the joints. So we required bearings there. Otherwise, what will happen? The wear and tear or the friction will occur, and then this part get damaged. Okay, so wherever there is a rotating part, we have to use what? We have to use the bearings. Okay, so that is called as the engine bearings. Okay, we call that as the engine bearings. Okay, so that is that. Now next comes the walls. Now for what purpose these walls are used? Now to control the inlet and exhaust of the internal combustion engine, valves are used. So we have inlet valve, we have exhaust valve. So for these two purpose, we are using what? We are using these valves. So inlet valve and the exhaust valve. Okay. Now here two valves are used for each cylinder. We have seen for each cylinder we have two valves. Okay, so we have seen there may be four cylinder. There may be four cylinder in the engine. We have seen the number of cylinder in the engine. So there may be four cylinder, 1, 2, 3, and four cylinder. Four cylinder engine, or it may be six cylinder engine. Okay, in a particular vehicle, there may be four cylinder or it may be six cylinder. Now for each cylinder, we have two valves, one inlet, one exhaust. One inlet, one exhaust here. One inlet, one exhaust. One inlet here and one exhaust. Okay. So for each cylinder, we have two valves. Okay. Now one that is inlet. One inlet is for inlet of the air fuel mixture, and the exhaust is for removing the exhaust gases from the cylinder. So air fuel mixture will enter into the cylinder from the inlet valve, and exhaust gases will come out from the exhaust valve. Okay, this one. Okay, so the two things are there. Okay, so that valves are just for what? Just for the entry of the air fuel mixture through the inlet valve, and the exhaust of the gases will remove during the exhaust stroke. This is during exhaust stroke, and this is during the suction stroke. Okay, so during suction stroke, inlet valve opens, air fuel mixture enters into the cylinder. Then during exhaust stroke, the exhaust valve open, and the combustible gases they removed from the cylinder. Okay, so they get removed. Now the next part of the internal combustion engine is the spark plug. You know what is why we are using this spark plug? During the power stroke, this spark plug is used for what? It is used to ignite the mixture and to cause the combustion inside the cylinder. Okay, and where it is fitted, I already told you that we have the cylinder. Then this is called as cylinder head, and on cylinder head this spark plug is mounted. Okay, so spark plug is mounted on the cylinder head. And what is the main function of the spark plug? So spark plug is used for igniting the air fuel mixture and to cause the combustion. And because of this combustion, a huge volume of gases is generated, and then that gases it push the piston downward, and we'll get which type of stroke here? We will get here the power stroke. Okay, so that is the main function of our spark plug. Okay, that is there. Next, if this spark plug is used in petrol engine, okay, now if we replace this spark plug by means of the fuel injector, then that becomes our diesel engine. Now during the compression stroke, if this instead of this spark plug, if we have here fuel injector, then fuel injector will supply the fuel here. It will supply the fuel. So what is the main function of the injector? Injector is used in compression ignition engine. So this is first of all very important. Spark plug is used in petrol engine or spark ignition engine. This is used in spark ignition engine. Spark plug is used in spark plug ignition engine. And injector is used in what? Compression ignition engine or diesel engine. Okay. Now what is the main function of this injector? It sprays the fuel into the combustion chamber at the end of the compression stroke, and it is also mounted on the cylinder head. इंजेक्टर काय करतो? इंजेक्टर मध्ये डिझेल असतं आणि हा काय करतो? डिझेल स्प्रे करतो. कुठे? सिलेंडर मध्ये. ओके, सिलेंडर मध्ये. आणि इथे सिलेंडर मध्ये काय? डिझेल मध्ये काय असतं? फक्त इथे एअर असतं, हॉट एअर असेल, कारण ती कॉम्प्रेस केली आपण. हॉट एअर मध्ये जर आपण डिझेल स्प्रे केलं तर काय होईल? विल गेट दी कंबशन हियर, कंबशन ऑफ दिस एअर प्लस डिझेल, अँड बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट विल गेट दी पॉवर स्ट्रोक. इथे काय मिळेल आपल्याला? पॉवर स्ट्रोक मिळेल. ओके, so that is the use of what? This injector. Okay, so injector is used for what? Injector is used for spraying the diesel inside the cylinder. Okay, so that you have to remember. Okay, so then afterwards, okay, so this is over there. Then the next one is what? The next one is manifold. The manifold. Now what is this manifold? Now manifold is what? The main function of the manifold is to supply the air fuel mixture. Okay, air fuel mixture, and collect the exhaust gases equally from the cylinder. Now this manifold kute apla manifold. So this is the manifolds. See, these are our manifolds. Which one? See, this is intake manifold and this is exhaust manifold. सी वॉल्स आर डिफरंट. आधी काय येईल, आधी मॅनिफोल्ड येईल. सो दिस इज इनटेक मॅनिफोल्ड. सो एअर फ्युएल मिक्सचर, इथे काय येईल, एअर प्लस फ्युएल मिक्सचर. First of all, it enters through intake manifold and then inlet valve opens. Exhaust gases, first the exhaust valve is open and then it flows through exhaust manifold. So these are called manifolds. So intake manifold and exhaust manifold. See, manifolds are different. Exhaust and intake and exhaust manifolds are different, and intake valve and exhaust valve are different. हे लक्षात ठेवा. So manifolds means what? These are the passage. These are the passage through which the air fuel mixture and exhaust gases removed. Okay, so this is the type of the passage. So this is the air fuel mixture is entering. So this is called as the manifold. Then exhaust gases removes from this one. So this is called as what? The exhaust manifold. And this is made up of what? This is made up of the aluminum alloy. Okay. So how many manifolds are there? So in internal combustion engine, how many manifolds we have? We have 2 manifolds. So in internal combustion engine, 2 manifolds are used. One is for intake and another is for the exhaust. Okay. And what is the material used for this manifold? So aluminum alloy is used for this manifold. Okay. So that you have to remember here. Okay. After this, we have the camshaft. Now camshaft, where we have seen this camshaft. So camshaft is used in the IC engine to control the opening and the closing of the valve. We know this one. We know that when air fuel mixture enters into the cylinder, inlet valve open, and when during the exhaust stroke, this exhaust valve open, but this will not open automatically. There is one cam. Okay, या टाइपचा एक cam असतो असा, या टाइपचा एक cam असतो, and this is rotating. Okay, so when these are rotating. So when these are rotating, there is a timing. Okay, कारण आपल्याला माहित आहे, when air fuel mixture enters, there is what? There is a suction stroke. When air fuel mixture enters into the cylinder, there is a suction stroke. Okay, so during the suction stroke, this valve must get open. So हा cam काय करेल? याचं टायमिंग असं असतं की तो फक्त सक्शन मध्येच फक्त हा valve ओपन करेल. ओके, नंतर त्याच्यानंतर कुठला स्ट्रोक होईल? वी हॅव कॉम्प्रेशन स्ट्रोक. सो कॉम्प्रेशन स्ट्रोक मध्ये हा कॅम फिरत राहील, हा पण कॅम फिरत राहील, पण हे वॉल ओपन होणार नाही. ओके, हे कनेक्टेड राहील या वॉलला, पण हा वॉल ओपन होणार नाही, दोन्ही वॉल ओपन होणार नाही. ड्युरिंग पॉवर स्ट्रोक ऑल्सो दिस वॉल विल नॉट ओपन, बट ड्युरिंग एक्झॉस्ट स्ट्रोक दिस एक्झॉस्ट वॉल विल ओपन, बट दिस इनलेट वॉल इज नॉट ओपन. सो हे इथे टायमिंग त्याचं डिझाईन असं केलेलं असतं की दे आर रोटेटिंग, विच कॅमशाफ्ट आर रोटेटिंग हिअर, कॅमशाफ्ट आर रोटेटिंग and they are operating this inlet valve and exhaust valve. पण ते ओपन कधी होतील? ते त्या पर्टिक्युलर स्ट्रोकलाच ओपन होतील. ओके, म्हणजे इनलेट वॉल्व हा सक्शन स्ट्रोकलाच ओपन होईल आणि एक्झॉस्ट वॉल्व हा एक्झॉस्ट वॉल्वलाच ओपन होईल. आणि कॉम्प्रेशन आणि पॉवर स्ट्रोक मध्ये हे दोन्ही वॉल्व ओपन होणार नाही, ते क्लोज राहतील. ओके, सो द कॅमशाफ्ट इज यूज फॉर व्हॉट? ओपनिंग अँड द क्लोजिंग ऑफ द वॉल्व ऍट प्रॉपर टायमिंग. प्रॉपर टायमिंग इज व्हॉट? During suction stroke, the inlet valve open, and during exhaust stroke, only then this exhaust valve open. During this power and compression stroke, these two valves remain closed. दोन्ही वॉल्व हे बंद राहतील. तर या टाइपचे ते टायमिंग केलेलं असतं. आधीची जे ओल्ड कार्स होते त्यामध्ये आपण हे कॅमशाफ्ट मेकॅनिकल वापरायचो. ओके, बट नाउ इन दी मॉडर्न कार्स, नाउ वी हॅव electrically operated valves are there. So this is electrical operated valves. So there is a fixed timing for this strokes. Okay, so they sense this stroke. Okay, sensor लावलेले असतात. So they will sense this suction stroke and exhaust stroke. During suction stroke, they will open this inlet valve, and during exhaust stroke, they will open this exhaust valve. Okay. So camshaft, now this is the now actually in this new modern cars, or this camshaft are now they removed this camshaft now, and they are now using only the electrical systems now. Okay, now we have seen this one. What is meant by this gudgeon pin or the piston pin? आणि ही कुठे लावलेली होती आपण? We have connected that with the connecting rod with the piston. We have connected this with it connect the pistons to the connecting rod. So it connects the pistons to the connecting rod. So कुठे लावलेली होती आपण ती. So this is connecting rod, it is connected with the piston, so that is called as the gudgeon pin or the piston pin. Okay, so this is piston pin. Okay, so that is or piston pin or the wrist pin. So that you do. So the MCQ question will be, which type of pin is used to connect the piston to the connecting rod? So there is our piston pin, or it is also called as gudgeon pin or the wrist pin. Okay, so these are the things are there. Now the next comes the last two, flywheel. Why flywheel? Now see, because of the power stroke, this crankshaft is rotating. This is our crankshaft. This is rotating. Okay, this is rotating. So there is a huge that is the huge RPM of this crankshaft. There is a huge RPM of the crankshaft, and because of that vibration is generated. But we don't want, पण गाडी चालवताना आपल्याला व्हायब्रेशन लागत नाही, कारण हा क्रँकशाफ्ट कुठं कनेक्ट असतो, आपल्या व्हीलला कनेक्ट असतो. पण आपण जेव्हा गाडी चालवतो तेव्हा आपल्याला व्हायब्रेशन जाणवत नाही. तर ते व्हायब्रेशन का जाणवत नाही? कारण आफ्टर दिस क्रँकशाफ्ट वी हॅव फ्लायव्हील, आणि या फ्लायव्हील काय करतो हा, it absorbs the vibrations. Okay, the main function of the flywheel is to rotate the shaft during the preparatory stroke, and at the same time it removes the vibrations from the rotation of the crankshaft. Okay, so it makes crankshaft rotation more uniform. तो त्या रोटेशनला युनिफॉर्म ठेवतो. दॅट मीन्स जर आपल्याला व्हील 100 RPM न रोटेट करायची असेल, तर की क्रँकशाफ्ट जरी 150 ला रोटेट करत असेल तरी पण तो फ्लायव्हील काय करतो, इट विल अलाउ इट टू रोटेट ॲट 100 RPM. Okay, so we'll get uniform RPM on the wheel. So flywheel, it reduces the vibration. It reduces the vibration and provide uniform rotation. So main function of the flywheel is to what? Is to provide a uniform rotation to the wheel. Okay, and the last one is what is carburetor. Now what is the carburetor? आपण काय केलेलं आहे, सिलेंडर मध्ये we have taken the air fuel mixture. So the air fuel mixture, it is mixed and atomize and meter the air fuel mixture, and then it is sent to the in the cylinder. कार्बोरेटर काय करतो, कार्बोरेटर मेजर करतो. कार्बोरेटर काय करेल, इथे एअरला एंट्री देईल प्लस फ्युएल, पेट्रोल जर असेल ना, जर पेट्रोल इंजिन असेल तर पेट्रोल पण एंटर होईल, आणि इट मेजर द क्वांटिटी ऑफ दिस एअर प्लस फ्युएल मिक्सचर. इट विल मेजर दी एअर प्लस फ्युएल मिक्सचर, या दोघांची क्वांटिटी तो मेजर करतो, आणि नंतरच ती क्वांटिटी कोणाला सेंड करतो, सिलेंडरला सेंड करतो. ओके, सो कार्बोरेटर काय करतो, इट ऑटोमाइज म्हणजे त्या दोघांचं मिक्सचर करेल. तो दोघांचं पेट्रोल इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू ऑटोमाइज, दॅट मीन्स इन द फॉर्म ऑफ स्प्रे, अँड मीटर द लिक्विड फ्युएल मिक्सचर. मीटर म्हणजे काय करतो, तो मेजर करतो. ओके, त्याला मेजर करतो. ओके, अँड देन ओनली इट इज सेंड टू द सिलेंडर. ओके, म्हणजे सपोज यू हॅव स्टार्टेड द व्हेकल आणि आपण फक्त 20 किंवा 30च्या स्पीडने चाललो आहे, 20 किंवा 30च्या स्पीडने जर चालत असेल तर आपल्याला काय लागेल, एअर फ्युएल मिक्सचर कसं लागेल, कमी लागेल, कारण आपण स्पीड आपली कमी आहे. सर सपोज इफ यू इन्क्रीज द स्पीड टू 60, okay, if you increase the speed to 60, that means now we required what? We require now more air fuel mixture. So this carburetor will send more air fuel mixture during the speed of 60 किलोमीटर. ओके, जेव्हा आपण ऍक्सेलेटर वाढवतो, तुम्ही जेव्हा ऍक्सेलेटर वाढवता तेव्हा तुम्ही काय इन्क्रीज करता, एअर प्लस फ्युएल मिक्सचर आपण सिलेंडर मध्ये एंट्री करतो जास्त, आणि कमी स्पीडला काय होतं की देर इज अ लिमिटेड एंट्री ऑफ दिस एअर फ्युएल मिक्सचर. दॅट मीन्स जे मिक्सचरची मेजरमेंट होतं ते कशाच्या बेसवर होतं, बेस्ड ऑन दी स्पीड ऑफ युअर व्हेकल. ओके, सो दिस यू हॅव टू रिमेंबर. So this is very important questions from your examination point of view. So this is again just you remember this diagram. So this diagram is very important. Remember all the parts of this diagram. Very easy to remember. All the parts are we have already seen these things. Okay, cylinder, then cylinder head. Okay, then inlet wall, then intake manifold, exhaust manifold, then camshaft. Camshaft is used for timing of this opening and closing or timing of this intake wall and the exhaust wall. Then we have spark plug, we have injector. Okay, we have combustion chamber, we have piston rings. Piston rings are used for to reduce the wear and tear of the piston. Okay, then the wrist pin or piston pin, it is connect the piston with the connecting rod. Okay, this is called as the small end of the connecting rod. This is called as the big end of the connecting rod. Big end is connected with the crank, and the small end it is connected with the piston. Okay, crankcase. So crankcase consists of the oil, and that oil is used for the lubrication purpose. Okay. Now crankshaft, it is connected with the flywheel. Okay, crankshaft, it is connected with the flywheel. The function of the flywheel is to reduce the vibration and provide uniform rotation. Okay, so that is there. So all the things are given here. And what is the function of the connecting rod? It converts the reciprocating movement of the piston into rotary movement. Okay, so these things you have to remember in the for the examination. Okay, so this is your second assignment. Okay, after this I will provide you this PDF. You draw this diagram and you write everything, all these things here. Okay, so total things you have to write down as a assignment. Okay, so that is your second assignment. I will put it on the Google. Submit all the first and second assignment up to the Sunday, because this week only. So this week we will complete this third unit, and you also submit